Sable Danielle, human design coach and sound healer, and I'm here today to talk about Cardi B's human design. So first and foremost, congratulations to her and her pregnancy. Today we're going to break down her aura, and if you don't know what human design is, it's like your birth chart on steroids. It's the best self-discovery tool in my opinion, and if you're on an intentional path, or you're tired of feeling unseen or unheard in your relationships, or you're tired of feeling misunderstood, or just maybe lost on your life path, go to my website, sabledanielle.com/getmychart to determine your energy type and download your free guide and journal prompts to help you get started on your human design journey, because you won't regret it. I have not looked back since I turned in and tapped into mine. So let's get into Cardi B's energy. So first and foremost, Cardi B is a generator, and a quick reminder, generators are always working. They like to work, they like to exhaust their energy doing things that feel good to their soul, aligned, purposeful work. They have a battery pack that can last all day long from the start of the morning to the nighttime, and then they can get a good night's rest, wake up, and do it all over again the next day, which is different from, like, let's say a projector or reflector who doesn't have their sacral center defined and they need to take breaks. We need to take breaks throughout the day. We can't just go, and then go to sleep the night and then wake up well rested. That's not how it works. So Cardi B has that talent, that energy that is naturally within her. She's vibrant. She's great with community and networking. She has a very open and welcoming aura. She's very energizing, and she's very just like, she feels good to be around, it seems like, from, what you see on her interviews and everything. She's a people person. She's always taking care of her family, which she said on one of her, I believe it was like the Apple podcasts or Apple interviews. Opportunities come to her as a generator. Generators, opportunities and things come to them so that they can trigger a sacral response, so that you can know what is aligned for you. And so opportunities come to her naturally. She just has to tap in and see which ones are best for her and which ones are more in aligned with her by tapping into her sacral energy. And also, she mentioned on one of her interviews that she loves family and she loves having her own family unit. And her family is growing. She's always supporting her family. That stems from her root center. And generators, family and relationships are very huge to them naturally. So the fact that, she is very focused on that while also focused on her career is very in alignment with a generator. So she has a defined throat center. The throat center is huge. That's your voice, that's your power, that's how you manifest and express and communicate, and that's one of the most important centers. Hers is defined, which means she was born naturally with that energy consistently within her. Like, she can just naturally speak. She's a great storyteller. She can captivate her audiences. People feel comfortable talking to her. People trust her as, like, a leader, someone that they can listen to and, take her information back and, utilize it in their own life, or just they trust what she's speaking about. People like listening to her, and she's a confident speaker. Also, in the throat center, there are 11 gates, those numbers that you may see in there, and she has 4 out of the 11 gates defined. And so the more gates you have defined in your throat center, the more comfortable you are, like, speaking, probably, the more naturally it comes to you. And I've heard a lot of people say that Cardi B is very shy, surprisingly, despite all of her recognition and how popular she is and everything she's accomplished. But if she only has 4 out of the 11 gates defined, then that means that the majority of her gates are undefined, so that energy is not naturally there. So yes, she's a confident speaker and she captivates her audience when she speaks. However, it takes a little bit more for her to be comfortable speaking, because some of that energy is not always there. Also, she has a defined ajna center. The ajna center is right below the throat center. I'm sorry. The ajna center is right below. The throat center is right below the ajna center. And that's important because if you know about Cardi B, Cardi B talks a lot about like history and facts and like politics and what's going on with the government. And a lot of people are surprised by that. But if you look at her human design, her ajna center is defined, and the ajna center is there to analyze and filter through all of the thoughts. And so everything that comes from your head center that you're thinking about moves down to your ajna center. Your ajna center like filters it, analyzes it, and whatever's worthwhile, it brings it down to the throat center for expression and manifestation purposes. And she has a direct connection from her ajna to her throat, which means she naturally like speaks about a lot of the things that she thinks about and filters through her brain. So the things that she is pressured to think about in regards to politics, government, life, she does not mind expressing. Like that's part of who she is, and that's what makes her her. She needs to express that. It comes naturally to her, and that's why she can prove all these points and like all of these things. So that comes from her defined throat and her defined ajna being connected. So she loves history. She said during one of her interviews, she loves learning and speaking about politics, and that comes from there. She also has a opened emotional solar plexus center, and what's important about open centers is open centers, although you aren't naturally born with that energy, it's not consistently there. It's very dependent on who you're around, so it fluctuates that energy. It's unreliable energy, but it also takes in and amplifies the energy that it receives. So emotional awareness and all like emotions, sexuality, sensuality, creativity, all of that is amplified through the emotional solar plexus center, because that's what that center is responsible for. And so if you look at her in her videos, her music, she's very creative, she's very sensual, she's very sexual. That's natural to her. It comes across as very just like, damn, you just gotta like that. But also, if you remember when Cardi B first started off on Love and Hip Hop, during one of the reunions, you know, she fights. Cardi B fights. We all know that. Or maybe she used to. Maybe she doesn't anymore. But she doesn't play, is my point. And so she takes in and amplifies other people's emotions. And so if you think about that, what was the reason clip? What was the reason? She took in all of that energy, all that emotion, especially the chick, I forget her name, but the chick that she was going at it with, all of that was amplified. So you're gonna yell at me and be loud and like be rude. I'm gonna be rude right back, and I'm gonna be rude 10 times louder, 10 times worse, all of these things. So while the other girl was yipping, yapping, Cardi B was like, all right, everything you're throwing at me, you're about to get it back. So what was the reason? And then, you know, that's all when the chaos started. So that stems from her emotional solar plexus center being undefined. You amplify that energy. She also has undefined will center. And the will center, I'm pointing that out because one of the roles for the will center is self-confidence, your value, your self-worth. And so since it's undefined in Cardi B's chart, her energy isn't consistent in regards to her self-worth, her self-confidence. And she had said that, even though she comes across as very strong, confident, and everything, in a lot of ways she is, and maybe that's there most of the time, but sometimes she may battle some self-worth issues. And so you can see that she and I'm not against plastic surgery or anything, I'm just kind of pointing something out. So she changes her appearance, and changing your appearance helps you become more confident in like how you look, how you come across to people, how you show up on a daily basis, how you feel about yourself potentially. And so that could stem from her having an undefined will center. And so that is what I have to say about Cardi B's centers. Also, her profile, one of her lines is a 4. And 4 is a line for networking and community, and you can see that. She's always utilized her community. She's always utilized her network. She started off as a stripper in the dance club. Then she moved to Love and Hip Hop, utilized that community and network, and then she utilized that to become this amazing rapper, talent, worldwide known artist that she is today. So that is Cardi B's Human Design Energy. She's a generator. Drop your comments below. What resonated with you? What did you think? Don't forget to go to my website, sabledanielle.com/getmychart to get your energy if you don't know yours, and to download your free guide and journal prompt. So I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.